I was going to buy that. Like I should, like I want to, but I don't know. So I was looking at the news, whatever, right? I mean, I guess if I was young, no, I guess it wouldn't apply. I don't think it would apply to be the minimum wage. I couldn't work. I lasted like 3 days at that whatever minimum wage job. They would tell me to do stuff, and I'm like, I ain't doing shit. Fuck that. You know? Oh my god, I never worked. I don't work a day of my life. Well, I worked about 3 days of my life, man. Except for the Marine Corps. Oh my god. I can't work for people like that. I just can't. Oh, minimum wage. Yeah, it wouldn't apply. Like I would say, it would apply to me growing up, and now it doesn't apply to me. But that's the whole thing. That's the mentality. If you know you're gonna work something and you're not able to pay your bills, why are you gonna do that? I don't understand. You know what I mean? It's just here you are. The only job you could get is something that will never get you out of poverty. It might pay the bills, and then one little thing will put you back into poverty. You got something like an injury or whatever, boom, that's what it is. I just never understood it. How my parents were white, blonde hair, blue eyed. She was a nurse, and my dad worked up in Patterson, New Jersey. You know what I'm talking about? I think he made $15 an hour. We barely was able to have a house and food on the table and shit like that. I mean, so if you're white, black, and Latino, you can't even survive. You know what I'm talking about? There's no way. No way, man. There's no incentive. You know what I'm talking about? Look at all the skill and talent that is wasted just trying to survive. You know what I'm talking about? What can they provide our country, man? That if they had the basic necessities of life, could just live with security, and they could pursue their passions and their goals and their dreams. Imagine what we could create and innovate, and they could follow and really be committed to what they want to do in life. If they were just able to have that one job to fall back on and be like, everything's taken care of. How efficient would our country be? You know what I'm talking about? And me, it's like, I know people are so fucked up just because they're light skinned, they get any kind of job. You're fired, whatever. Me, I show up, best paperwork, always first with the interviews, and then I walk through the door and like, oh, fuck, fuck him, man, he's dark. And everybody keep asking me, is like, what do you do on your paper? I was like, I hand in, I just say the truth, man. And I downplay a lot of things, like technically I have an advanced education, college education. I just say I have a degree and I make it very detailed of what it is and I leave it at that. And make sure that it can be verified. You can't state something that it cannot be instantly verified. People have to look it up, be like, boom, that's what it is. You don't want to be like, I was in the military and leave it at that. Be like, I was in the military, I was in the Marine Corps, boom, and make sure it's verified. I'm talking about this simple as that. You just so that's how you do that. You just make sure the bureaucracy. We live in a bureaucracy. You are judged on a bureaucracy. Fortunately, if you know the bureaucracy, you could augment that and make you seem more skillful and talented than you are. That's a whole nother area of bullshit or whatever. But that being said, that's all you got to do. Just make sure all your ducks in a row. Boom, and it makes sense. It makes a logical sense to them. It's not that hard, but people fail to be able to do that. I don't know why, and so they can't. I'm talking about, so they want to go up there in person, whatever, be like, hey, I'm white, hire me or whatever. And that works. That works for them. I'm talking about. But it's many times I show up and they call up another person they'll say my name, and they'll look at the other person, and they realize it's me, and then I won't get called or whatever. That's just how it is. It's like we don't want to treat these people normally. That's what they in Congress is like. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? We do not want to give these people a living wage because we're better than them, and it's all a perception. Because we need to say that we deserve more. All the talent comes to me. All the money comes to me. You know what I'm talking about? Not them, because I am better. I am smarter. I am superior to them. They are. That way, we're gonna treat them like shit and not give them money, so we have a reason to say, "Oh, we're better than them." So look at them; they don't make as much as we are because they're pathetic. So we had that perception like we're better than them, and that's all that is. That's all it is, man. That's the only reason why they won't pass the minimum wage. We're going to make up reasons it's going to destroy the economy and all this other bullshit. It's complete crap. You know what I'm talking about? We'll adjust. We're a powerful, brilliant country. We could adjust to that. We could adjust people getting paid a decent living wage for a short period of time. It's just how it is. And we could easily do that, and we'll be so much better off. Here in Hawaii, people need like 3 fucking jobs, be married, and shit like that, and they might be able to pay the rent. I'm shit you not. It's not 1 job. It's not 2 jobs. It's like 3 fucking jobs, and you think it's full time. Nope, ain't no full time job like that. It's like 3 fucking part time jobs. Now you know I'm telling the truth. 3 fucking part time jobs with every kid at hours in, maybe a full time job, 2 part time jobs, some shit like that. And that's when I realized why there's no women out here, and they don't have time to take care of themselves. They look ragged and ratchet, and a bunch of other words I won't get into. I won't say on stream, but I tell my friends about it, whatever, because they have no option of being with somebody else, because they can't make it by themselves. They do it at a young age, so there's nobody out here. That's another issue. I'm not even gonna get into it, but the dude's working 3 fucking jobs. The girl's working 3 jobs. I'm talking about, and that they might be able to get something, and they live with their parents and their uncle. You know what I'm talking about? That's how it is in Hawaii. It's so fucking, and there's not a lot of jobs out here. You can't do that shit. I mean, it's just like, how are you gonna survive? I'm lucky that I could pay rent, and I'm doing the job of like 5 other people. And I don't mean I got food on my table. I'm able to look for a better future. I have time to lift weights, go to the beach. I should do it more. I should take the opportunity, whatever. It's like raining out today. But my point is, and I shouldn't be playing video games. I should be focusing more on myself or whatever, make myself a better person. God knows that I need to or whatever, but make myself more money. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm blessed by that. But it's because I made the decision early on that I'm not going to work for someone that I'm smart. I mean, that I know I'm smarter than. You know what I'm talking about? That I know I'm a lot smarter than. You know what I'm talking about? I just can't do it. Because it's all perception. They just make it look like they're smarter than. That's all it is. By telling you what to do and all these little tricks of personality, by, saying you're a piece of shit, treating you like a piece of shit, and be like, oh, I'm better than you. And then get other people to like come to you, be like, look what I did. Look what I could do. I get more money because of this, and try to use that and use you as a magnet, as like an example to bring in people, whatever, and be like, look, I got this job, whatever. I'm above him, and I can tell people what to do, and that's all that shit is. Really, it's just the world is just a big bullshit perception. This is all smoke and mirrors. And once you realize that, and you be like, you step yourself out of it, rise your head above it, but like, I'm not going to be involved in that smoke and mirrors bullshit. I'm going to find out what's real, makes me money, and that's it. That's all it is. It's a decision. I'm going to do what I need to do instead of getting caught up in the details. And that's what it is. Like, if you treat somebody like this, if you do something like this, if you act like this or whatever, all these little bullshit things. Don't get me wrong, you got to treat people correct, but it shouldn't matter if you move slightly to the left, slightly to the right, whatever. And these little nuances of behavior get you ahead in life or whatever. No, but that's this trivial bullshit that people ingrain into you, that's how you're supposed to act, whatever, Like that's why I never looked at the fashion. Or if you wear this, or you have a nice pair of shoes, or if you had professional hair. But yet now you see I'm having professional hair because now I have to play that role. But it's not. It doesn't. I'm not confined by it. I'm not beholden to it. I get it. It's a game. I'm gonna have nice shoes. I'm gonna put on that dress shirt. I'm talking about. That's why I lift weights, whatever. I'm gonna have that physique. Because it's all just a bullshit perception. It's all smoke and mirrors because it gives you that perception that you're better than, that you have better skill and ability, that you do pay attention to detail, whatever. But having all this stuff, be like, I want to do business with this guy. That's all the bullshit is. It's all a game, whatever. But that's what Congress is doing. They want to play that game, whatever. I'm better than you. You be poor. I'll be rich. And all that skill, all that talent, all that everything, power comes to me and fuck you. You know what I'm talking about? Get the fuck away from me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to treat you like shit and then blame you for it. That's what that fucking minimum wage shit is. I'm telling you, man. I think I'm bullshitting. And then on top of that, I don't know. Did you read this shit? I read this shit. Maybe I want to cross-reference shit and read this shit again. I mean, we already know it. But now there's direct communication, not like the same sort of ideology or whatever. Because, of course, technically want to be saying we don't care about their ideology. We just care about the actions. No, motherfucker, you care about the ideology. They hate America. They pretend there's a separate America, whatever. And they want to take over, I'm talking about, and make it their own little racist nation, and then say, you hate America, I'm talking about. I was like, here you are as a minority, you're breeding, and, you're not breeding, you are instilling what America is, and then you get mad at us because we actually believe it, I'm talking about. Well, okay, we fucked up, we got arrested, we got incarcerated, whatever, but we need to fight for equality any way possible, to get where you are equal to me and same vice versa, so we all succeed. And then you hate us because now there's nothing left to hate. You know what I'm talking about? Because we actually believe in the ideals. So we don't have a reason to justify racism in you, so we want to take everything over. My point is now, these same people that think that are better than us, by saying you don't deserve $15 an hour, have direct communication with the insurrectionists. Now, like, same ideology, whatever. Just like they're on the phone, talking, texting, whatever the fuck it is, and be like, yeah, we're trying to make conservative, what's the word? Well thought out. Complex decisions, intricate plans, and constant communication of insurrection, of a coup d'etat to instill a fascist government. It was just like, it wasn't just like, oh, that just sort of happened or whatever, It wasn't like, oh, it's just simple racism, I'm talking about. It's like they're actually trying to be like, fuck these people. They need to be our slaves, our esclavo, whatever. So we're going to take over the country. Because it's not enough. They need to know, they need to know who we are, whatever. And you saw the type of people, untalented, uneducated morons by and large. Some of them, don't get me wrong, had personal jets and all that shit. But there's just like people like, really, dude? And that's why I like to talk to people, getting consensus, because if I go off on a tangent, I want someone to knock me back right on that pathway or whatever. Because I'm like everybody else. I mean, I'm making my way through the world. You know what I'm talking about? So that's why I try to always gauge whatever. And it's a little hard to like self-reflect. And so you always got to adjust a little bit when someone, boom, talking about, realizes that, no, you're not on the same page or whatever. And then you could, talking about, be able to get a good sense of what the environment is, whatever. And you can't just always, I automatically think you always are. So you always got to get that consensus or whatever, But that being said, I lost my train of thought. Um, Insurrection. Oh, they made these plans to take over the government. The Congress was in constant contact with people with the insurrection. So it wasn't just this like coincidental thing of just, oh, we're all just kind of racist or whatever. We all just want to be viewed above other people, whatever. They made they were in, they basically wanted to do that. They wanted to be leaders of a new kind of America, like new founding fathers, purge shit. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. It's like the stuff that you talk about, you know, growing up, what white people want to do, but yet they really want to do it. They try to make that into reality, and that's what happened. You got this America here, and you got this America here, and both are true. But all of a sudden, when one America contacts the other, it collides. And one's just like, well, we believe what you were telling us to believe, but that isn't good enough. And so now we have to do illegal shit and tell you're doing illegal shit to make that reality. And that's what it is. It's like when I lived at the Jersey Shore. Like you could have like white people living right here. And here we are, like a total different world, I'm talking about, oh, we love Puerto Ricans, and all that shit. But nothing but gangbangers on welfare, not gonna give us jobs or whatever. And then you blame us for it. You want your cake and eat it too. And then when we upset that, your reality, you get upset. You know what I'm talking about? So you can't just tell your friends, oh man, fuck them, whatever. And when you see it's like, you know what I'm saying, eyeball to eyeball, and you pull that shit or whatever, and we just push it away, you cry like a little bitch, you know what I'm talking about? It's just like, what the fuck, man? That's why I try to be modest or whatever. So people, without a doubt, want to throw a dagger in my back and stick a dagger in my back and pull the rug from. So that's why you always got to be modest or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Be chill and always push and always strive or whatever. You know what I'm talking? Because they want a reason of like being a sadistic reason of treating you like shit to look like they have skill. You know what I'm talking about? And don't get me wrong. Sometimes it is. But a lot of times it's just so many people coming down that outnumber black and Latinos that it gives us you know what I'm talking, you can't do anything. You know what I'm talking about? It's just like what can you do? You know what I'm talking about? You have no voting power because they took that away, and so your voice is minimalized or whatever. And especially as a native person, you know what I'm talking about? They're like, they don't even want to call you native. But what kind of voice do you have? You know what I'm talking about? When you're outnumbered 1,000 to 1. You know what I'm talking about? And then they want to make it look like they're the ones in the minority. Like, we got to save America. We're, saying white people are in jeopardy and shit like that. And you're just like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like whatever. But, you know how it is. You know what I'm saying? If someone had real skill and real authority, you know I'm talking about, they would use logic, reason, data to convince you, to persuade you, you know what I'm talking about? That's how you get people on your side. You don't do some trivial little bullshit like, oh, I'm hard. No, if you were hard, you join the military. If you were hard, you go to the gym day after day after day. No, if you were hard, you join the organized sport and go to the ring. And they would, oh my God, that we have rules. We have like a referee and shit where you would train to do all that stuff against someone, and it's all codified or whatever. That's being hard. Not just one statistical action. Fuck you, I'm not going to give you shit. I'm not going to give you a minimum. I'm not going to give you a living wage page, whatever. I'm going to pull the rug from under you and then treat you like shit and be like, that's why I'm better than you, because over here I outnumber you natives 1,000, 10,000 to 1. So I'm going to look like I have all the skill and talent because right makes right. So I can do what I want. I'm better than you. I can treat you like shit. Well, right makes right. So you mean if I take a baseball bat and hit you over the head, that makes right? And that's how I was when I was growing up. Right makes right. Now, right doesn't make right, man. Use logic, use reason, and you use skill. You know, talk about that makes right. And I had a corrupted mentality then, and I could identify corrupted mentality now. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm glad, like, being who I was made me realize in any social situation, I'm very comfortable. I'm very at peace, you know. You know what I'm talking about? Because when you have so much blood on you and over you and all that other stuff, it's just this sitting down and talking to somebody and finding out the truth is really like nothing. So I'm glad for that. And what it made me realize how to communicate appropriately, whatever, in person, directly, whatever, you know, and always adjust. Like I said, going off tangent, boom, knock you in, and accept that instantly. You know what I'm talking about? You always got to push it to the edge. Here's, you know, so let's say this is what's fucked up and whatever, what's illegal. I'll push right against that nonstop. I have to because of my skin color being native, without a doubt. But you know what I'm talking about? You know, just you always got to get a consensus and adjust. You know what I'm talking about? And you have that right. You have that absolute right to keep pushing the envelope. You know what I'm talking about? Because if you don't, someone else will. It's like in business. You know what I'm talking about? If the government is giving concessions or whatever, and doing everything it can to lower its taxes, it's your right as a citizens to keep pushing it to the highest amount of law and get as much money you can from the government as possible. They're pushing the law to its limit without breaking it. Because if you don't do it, the next company will. And they'll have a competitive edge. And you got to think of yourself as a corporation. Keep pushing. But people don't want to do that. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, oh, man. You know what I'm talking about? I want to push society or whatever. But the fact of the matter, if you're Native or Latino or Black, if you're in a community, they probably won't like you no matter what you do. You know what I'm talking about? You'd be cool. You'd be funny. You know what I'm saying? Funny, friendly, whatever. Telling jokes and, you know, I have all these achievements, but they don't give a fuck. You know what I'm talking about? They're not going to like you regardless. So you lose nothing by pushing it. Because if they're like, oh, well, this upset people, this ruffle people's feathers. So fucking what? They're not going to like you, they're not going to like you. You know what I'm talking about? The only thing you can identify is that they do not like you. They're going to be finally voice that. Instead of having that subtle little low hate of racism, they'll voice it and be like, all right, cool, you know? And you don't even want to deal with them to be with. Because if they treat you like you're a waste of their time, then more than likely it is a waste of your time. So they void you. You got to avoid them because they're treating like they don't want to deal with you and that's a waste of your time. So you know damn well that's a person's wasting your time. They're not going to like you, man. You know what I'm talking about? There's nothing you could do to do it. So you have to push the boundary which society is socially acceptable. That's why I could at ease talk about these things. No, these people do not want you to succeed. They're not going to give you $15 an hour. They want you to be poor. They want you to work your ass off and be like, ha, 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 ha. You're not even going to pay your bills and you're going to suffer and you're going to have a hard life, man. And I could say I'm smarter than you. And the truth of the matter is they're not. They just over here, by happenstance of a skin color, they're in a position and born into wealth and we're in a society that could state that, where they could give the perception that they're better than you. You should never think like that. Just raise your head above and be like, no, I ain't going to work for people that think like that. I'm not going to have people around me that think like that or whatever, that they're above everybody else. I'm telling you, man, that's what the 15-hour rage is. It's about dignity. If you love your country, you would give them a foundation where they can work to have a livable and have what they need in life. It's not, see, here we go. Here's money. Here's food on your table. Here's money. You can pay your rent. No, it's not that. It's like, if you work, I'll give you enough money so you could be secure, have a job, have a roof over your head, so you could get up and go to work again. If you work, I'll give you enough money so you can have food on your table. So you get up and go do your job. You don't have to worry about that. So you could love the system more, respect the system more, so you don't have to do illegal stuff. But people don't think like that. They want to be viewed that they're above people. Say, look what I did. Fuck you. I'm talking about I'm smarter than you. And when next people come along, look at that person over there. I'm better than them. It's all perception, man. That's all it is. Never for once think those people are better than you at all. Never. They're smarter, better, whatever. It's all bullshit. All. And they'll just try to work the system where it gives that bullshit, whatever. But like I said, have a consensus. And you might not get it on paper. You might not get it in a couple communities. But if you're honest and real, you get there. You know what I'm talking about? It is what it is. But it's very difficult to have that self-reflection. Go off on a tangent, accept that feedback or whatever. But honestly, if someone's racist, it'll be all negative feedback. I'll be like, fuck you. It'll just be all this constant. That's why you gotta push all that away, because right there, no matter what it is, it's gonna be 100%. The core of it's racism. We know now, like, a huge part of the country is systematically racist. So if like 50% of it, unfortunately, if you're black or Latinos, it's going to be this atrocious QAnon bullshit or whatever, and you're just going to be like, all right. So how do you get good feedback? It's a little bit of an art, a little bit of a skill. So wish you luck on that, man. Like, keep bettering yourself or whatever, but don't ever believe in that dumbass stuff, man. That people want to just throw down on you like you're nothing. For real. Hurts this country, hurts you, and indirectly it does hurt them. I'm talking about. Peace.